Man of the hour will be joining us at 7:30. Lucky Dog 350X has been liking the Hoarder of the Week interviews. Mike Gorski's here. What's up? Pat's here. Pat Wells, Southeast Vintage Cycle Rescue. We're going to do this, Pat. Hope you're ready. I've been loving that build that you've been working on. What are the dates of that run? Did you say that's out is that Moab? Is that what you said? Colin Spencer, MX Beans is here. But yeah, if you haven't been, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Southeast Vintage Cycle Rescue, Pat Wells is working on a CT70 clone that he's going to be taking on how many miles is it? Or is it kilometers? Moab, late September, early October. It's a long run through the desert with a group of guys. He's been working on a build. So if you haven't checked out his channel, definitely go do that. 1,000 kilometers through Moab. So that's what, 61 miles, 62 miles in 7 days. So I think he's building up an ice bear, and it's got a lot of cool things going on. Nicholas Adam, thanks for watching my channel, man. I appreciate it. 600 miles, yes. Wouldn't that be 620? 5K is 3.1. A 10K is 6.2. I used to run. You wouldn't believe it if you see a cross section of me, but I used to run. Tyler Nelson, how was going with the 250R at Glamis? Amazing. Glamis was absolutely amazing. Technically, it wasn't Glamis. We were at the southern end. We were at the Gordon's Well, which is the southern end of the Imperial Sand Dunes. At least the older bikes have nice seats. Yeah, I've been working. I don't know if you follow my TikTok, I've been trying to get this 86 350X seat. That's the original cover that was under a seat cover off of 350X I bought out in California from, you saw those guys in my one video. Michael, I can't even, it's a Greek sounding last name, but cool guy. I got it home and I realized what's up, Curdy? I realized I could hear like the way the seat cover moved. It sounded like a seat cover moving on another seat cover. Turns out the original seat cover was underneath. So LA Totally Awesome has been recommended. So I've been making little videos on TikTok of this, and everybody and their brother has been telling me what to use. A lot of people said Steam. Steam didn't do it. I bought a Bissell handheld steamer thing I'm looking at right now. What has had good results is this Citrusolve right here. That's kind of made it more pliable again and plush. So now I have some confidence that it won't crack on me. But Danny Val, when's the next time that you'll be going to Glamis? So I live on the East Coast. These guys, I guess it's a popular time right after President's Day. A lot of three-wheeler guys go out there. So whether or not I'm there, that's when a lot of people go. I'd love to go again. It's just a matter of getting me and a machine out there, and I've definitely got the bug. I'll be back. I just don't know when. Tyler Nelson, for riding, do you prefer 2-stroke or 4-stroke? Up here, where we live, a lot of the trails lend themselves to 4-stroke. It's just a lot more friendly. You're not loading up your spark plug going through the woods and fouling plugs. So I'm a 350X guy, but 250Rs have their place too. If you want to open something up and just feel that power band kick in, there's nothing like a 250R. I've never ridden a souped up 250R with like a 330 kit or a 310 or anything. It'd be cool to get one of those. I've been following Dave Moore a lot, and it's cool. He's got the billet cases, the mod quad. Is that right? I know there's two brands that have come out. Boss is one and Mod Quad's the other. I think Dave Moore is running the Mod Quad stuff. I teamed up with them. So yes, John McLaughlin's here. Johnny Mac. That's what Tim Tim had lots of Johnny Mac stories, so I got some stories. Look who it is. Tim KEISTER wants to join this stream. Should we let him in? Okay. Here he comes. Mr. KEISTER.
Hello, Mr. Frazier.
How are you, sir?
I'm very well. Yourself?
Good, good. Where are you at? Are you in your shop or in your house? Looks like your house.
No, I'm
Yep.
in the shop where you came. Where you? Yep.
Yep.
I figured. Yeah. I figured it'd be a good spot to hang out and do
Cool.
this.
Well, have you've seen a few of these, so you know what to expect?
I have.
Okay.
I do.
All right. Well, if some of our viewers haven't seen this, some of the questions are serious, some of them are funny, and being that Tim KEISTER's here with us tonight, there's going to be a lot of dry humor and funny moments, I'm sure. So, but I was just talking about Glamis. Some of the guys had some questions, and when am I going back was one of the questions, and I don't know. Hopefully soon.
Soon answer.
Yeah, I just asked you. Is it too early to go back? And you voted yes, or not too early to go back.
Never too early to go back.
I'm digging the vest. So we got some cool old school patches.
Oh yeah.
Did you sew those on yourself, or did you pick that up from somewhere?
I had a neighbor sew them on for me.
Did you notice my backpack that I brought to Glamis?
Broke up there. Say that again.
You're breaking up a little bit on my end. I hope this isn't going to be a trend. My backpack that I brought to Glamis, I had patches on that I sewed on in high school, probably 25 years ago. So, all right.
Very nice.
Anyway, my neighbor wasn't willing to sew them on, I guess. But are you ready?
I am ready.
My wife is chiming in. So I've got my wife and Matt Cogliano are the bouncers of the chat. So she says she thinks your side's breaking up a bit. Johnny Mac says Tim's way behind. Are you near your Wi-Fi router?
I am. Hold on a second. Let me turn some. I'm streaming on. See if this helps. I was streaming TV.
Okay, this will probably help. We had this with PJ Hart. They were watching him live up in an upstairs, and he shut that off. I can already tell you're better. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, sir, are you ready for your Hoarder of the Week interview? I always like to tell everyone how this happened. So there's a Facebook group, Honda Hoarders. It's been around for a few years now, and in 2019, we started up something called Hoarder of the Week. People would vote on just members of the group to shine the spotlight on, and I did a few of those before there was a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live option, and then Facebook Live became a thing, but eventually I got burned out, and I resurrected it right at the tail end of 2024, and we're giving things another go. So I didn't even know you back then. You were very much alive and well in the hobby, and I was just a baby, but here we are. So Tim was voted Hoarder of the Week by the members of the group. Oh, Nina's here. Nina's watching, so we'll keep it PG. They're not gonna tell any secrets, Nina. But let's get going. Your full name, sir?
Timothy ATC Allen KEISTER.
Timothy Allen KEISTER. 1 L or 2?
1 L, 2 A's.
Yes. Let's see what you did there. Do you care to share your age with us, sir?
I am 49 years young.
49. Damn. When's your birthday? Is it coming up?
December.
Okay. That's right. You just had it.
It's my 50-year anniversary. I'm the same age as the Goldwing.
That's a nice way to remember that. Do you think there's a something more to that? Like there was inspiration. They knew you were coming at the same time.
I wish, but I don't think so.
Do you own a Goldwing?
I don't.
Have you ever?
I never have, but it is a life
Okay.
goal.
Will it be a 3-wheel Goldwing?
It will not.
It will not. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, we might bring that up later. Location, sir. General.
I live in Tynesta, Pennsylvania.
Okay. And I've been there.
You have, for those watching who have no idea where that is, it is 2 hours north of Pittsburgh in very rural Pennsylvania.
Yep. Man, so I'm down in the comments, and you're laggy, and Allison thinks I'm laggy too, and people are having a hard time hearing you. I don't know what to do.
I'm not sure what to do.
It's like watching an old Japanese movie. The mouth moves, then later comes the audio. Okay.
I mean, normally I have pretty good internet here. I don't know what to try.
Bail out and come back. So the problem with that is I've shared a link all over. Tim, why don't you want to exit and then come back in and see if we got a better connection then? We'll give that. Okay. Okay, we just got rid of him. Can everybody hear me clearly? Oh, Ben Dover's about to get booted, I think. Thanks for watching, Ben. Okay.
Tell me I'm better.
I hope so. We'll let the jury decide. Perfect now and on time. Curdy says yes. Corey Baker laughed. Sounds good. Okay. All right, to catch everybody up, if you couldn't hear, Timothy Allen KEISTER, 1L, 2 A's, 49, birthdays in December, Tynesta, Pennsylvania, which is Western Pennsylvania. Do you care to share your relationship status with the group?
I am married, happily married man of 3.27 years.
That was a little laggy on my end. 3.27?
It's still 3 years and
yeah, it was June. Months. Your honeymoon was in June, right?
It was October. It's more like close to 3.5 years now, I guess.
Because I still laggy. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I can tell.
Should we?
I have another internet connection 10 minutes from here.
Let's. You want to try it? I'll keep it on.
I can try it. I think
I'll tell funny jokes. You go to your house?
Lose you between here and my house, but do we do this?
You shut down, go home, and I'll keep the home fires burning here. We'll give that a try.
All right. I'll drive fast.
Safe. Okay. What's up, guys? It's just you and me here. There's a lot of people down in the comments saying funny things, but my wife is Anya. So I guess I'll rehash the story of I'll tell you what I know about Tim KEISTER. So I didn't know Tim KEISTER, like we mentioned. He was very active on 3-Wheeler World. What's up, Kim? Glenn Moulton's here. Stewart's Meatball Sub. Allison likes those. I'm not a big meatball sub guy. Greg Monman is here. He talks this way in person also. Yes, that's oddly true. So I knew of Tim KEISTER. He was very, and I think is still active on 3-Wheeler World. And I sort of came of age with 3-wheelers in the Facebook group side of things. And here's Mike. What's up, Mike? First time watching a live. Well, You just missed him, but he's going to be back. We're hoping for a better internet connection. But I knew of Tim, had never met him in person. When I started showing up at Trike Fest, my mic is goofy. Like, how is it goofy? Is it like digital, like max headroom goofy? Am I talking too fast? I can slow it down. Crackling. That's where Mike Pomgren's here. I don't know how to fix the crackling. I'm on a brand new phone. I just got a new phone. Crackling. Kim hears me okay. Scratchy. Does it help if I get closer with my big face? It's doable. It sucks. It sucks that we're just doing it. It's fine. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna run it. Sorry. Okay, lots of comments. So much better. All right. So Tim, when he got married, which what year was that? He said 3.5 years ago. They got married in October, as he said, and in June they were taking their honeymoon up to New England, and he was going to be passing through my area on his way back through, and it was right around Father's Day. I think he was here on Father's Day. But anyway, he wrote me and said, "Hey, we're going to be passing through. I'd love to stop by and check out your collection." And I said, "Yeah, do it. We're just doing Trike Fest prep here, and show a project till he returns." Yeah, that's a good idea. But he swung in on his honeymoon. He was on his honeymoon. I met Nina. We recorded the first Between Two Trikes in my shop, which was a little weird, but it was funny. And we realized right off the bat what we'd been missing. 88 Big Red update. Oh gosh. So I'll show you my shop. My shop is either going to give you hope or make Mike Pomgren cringe. Okay. All right, Mike, I'll show you. I spent some. What just happened? I spent some time out here cleaning. So this is after I've spent time cleaning. This is my seat that I've been trying to clean. I mentioned this. This has been, I've smeared a lot of that on and let it sit, and it's made it more pliable, but it's got this weird staining. And I've got a lot of input from people on TikTok, so that's worth a lot. But it was black. The cover that was on it was black. It had a seat cover that I've since thrown away and discovered this under it, and I've just been trying to get it back to blue. You can see that's where there was a little hole in the seat cover. So that's my indicator of if I'm getting there, and I'm not. But it looks a lot better than it was, and I'm just trying to let that stuff soak into it. All right. So 88 Big Red is just as it was in August, only with more crap around it. So in case you're wondering what makes it an 88, I got to get around to the other side. The VIN has a J in it, and this, unfortunately, the cables come right around it, but you can see the J right there. So that makes this an 88 frame, 88 motor. The motor's in the other room. Look at my work surfaces here. How embarrassing. I'm just showing it all to the world. This is my top end that Mike Pomgren vapor honed for me. He did my jug. That's around here somewhere, I hope. And so I'll be rebuilding that hopefully soon. Let me see. I'm missing comments here. How about the table? I don't want to talk about the table. You guys are mean. This is the motor out of the pink Palomino. I've got 4 70s apart. This is pink Palomino. All my frames are at the powder coaters. This is a motor out of a 350X I'm building for a guy. Dining room table. I'm building a dining room table for my wife. And I got this wood for her just the other day. So I've had it planed, and I got to do a glue up on the table pretty soon. I got a nice generator from Harbor Freight. Nice Honda clone generator. They had a sale the other day. That's not a project though. I bought this steamer because a lot of people on TikTok said that was the key to getting the seat that was blue that is now black. That would get the black off, but it didn't work. But it is coming around. I think I'm just gonna wear it. I'm gonna ride it and let my tush wear that black off. I think that's the best bet. So if you're joining us, we had some technical difficulties with connection. So we're letting Tim join from home. It's a short drive home, and I'm just filling up some time. I'll take you in the other room. Spring has sprung up here in New York, so the temperatures aren't as cold. I can do this without freezing. If you have any project ideas, that's my wife. She's silly. Here we are in the shop. This is how we store things in the wintertime. We don't shut any of the petcocks off. We want all the crankcases to fill with gas. What's up, shredding wheelers? Yeah, Allison's table is now a workbench. I don't put anything greasy on it though. I've got my 87 out here because I had to do some checks on it for my nephew. He had a bolt that he needed, so I had to double check what length it was. So I robbed a bolt off of that to at least check. That 250X looks sad. Why does it look sad? Yeah, Curdy, I've come to terms with the black not coming out. I'm okay with it. It kind of looks all right. It's just going to be a rider. I think it was all the butt sweat. The butt sweat made its way through the black cover and then got into this cover. Oak Island comes on soon. Yeah, so the 350X I'm building, that frame is at powder coat too. We had to put in a gusset kit on that from Swamp Outlaw. Really nice kit. I got a second one. I picked up a frame from Richard Mastis out in California that I'll be using the other gusset kit on because it's got a crack in it. Send me the seat, Preston. I'll get it cleaned off. Matt, I'd like to think you would, but I don't think you can. I'm not going to send it to you. I'm just going to run it. Tim just pulled in. All right, Nina, thank you for the update. I'm going to get my phone loaded. Oh, he's back. Holy mackerel, he's fast. Hold on, Tim. Let me get my phone in here. Okay, here we go. That was quick. How we doing?
I made it safely.
Yeah, you sound better. I
Sound
think
better?
the crowd, yes. The crowd will agree. Maybe you need a new router at the shop.
Maybe I do.
Let's see. Way better. World's better.
It was all a ploy to make it look like a mirror for you.
Yes, yes. I love it. Perfect. Dueling signs. Dueling backwards Honda signs. So actually, this is all being recorded in the correct orientation, but Tim and I have done a lot to reverse all the logos on our shirts and hats and everything. So
It's taken a lot of doing to get that right too.
I know. Okay. Well, I shared some projects with people. I talked about all sorts of things. I talked about how you came to visit on your honeymoon, and that's when we met. So
Very good.
I think where we left off was a relationship status. You told us about your happy marriage to Nina and how wonderful that is.
I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife.
Yes.
Hi, Nina. I hope you're still watching.
I have found, and would you agree, Tim, that the secret to hoarding Hondas is having a very understanding wife.
1000% yes.
1000%.
Have to have it.
What do you got there? Oh, just, I didn't know if you're doing show and tell.
No, I'm getting myself a seat.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, where did we leave off? Do you have any kids, sir?
I have 4 stepchildren.
Nice.
Ages from 23, the oldest, Aniston, to, 19 is Caden, 18 is Caleb, and 16 is Colton.
Yep. So 16, is he driving?
Yes, he just got his
Yeah.
license a week ago.
Wow. God bless you.
Yeah. God bless.
So would you share with us how you became a Honda hoarder? You have an extensive collection that I'm sure you'll tell us about, but where did it all start, sir?
Oh gosh, it started in about 1983. And this is the very beginning. I happened to be at a cousin's house. They had, I believe it was an 83 ATC 70. I was like 7 years old, 8 years old. My dad showed me how to ride it. I rode around the yard a little bit. I was hooked from that point on. Fast forward a year, Christmas 1984, mom and dad bought my brother and myself brand new 1985 ATC 200Ss.
Yeah.
That's how it all
And
started.
that's why it's 200 S's for you guys.
I think so.
Okay. So I won't tip my hand too much. So that was 83. The next year, you said it was the next year.
Christmas 84. Yes.
So, and how long did you have those machines?
I ran mine about 8 years, and I can't believe it, but I destroyed it, ran it into the ground, 0 maintenance. I'm not exactly sure why or how. Oddly enough, my brother still has his, and it is it's in the collection.
Yeah. What did he follow the same maintenance regimen as you did?
He pretty much did. It got ridden a little bit less. It got ridden a little easier. Until he went to college, mine wasn't working. Then I rode his a little hard when I wasn't supposed to be riding it. But yeah,
Yeah.
But his
So
did.
well, that's cool. Did I see it? Is it at his house?
It is at his house. You did not see it.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's awesome. 84 200 S's. What's your favorite year 200S?
Well, it was Christmas 84. They were 1985 models.
Okay. Yes.
So 86 is actually my favorite model year just because it was the newest one.
Okay. Not because it's more rare than the others, or just because it's the new one?
Just because it's newer, therefore it must be cooler.
Yeah. Cool. I like that. So it goes way back. And then did you ever go through a dry period where you weren't really doing things?
There was a time for me in high school where I didn't have a lot to ride. I had some real vintage dirt bikes, like some 1970s Honda XLs and stuff I'd ride around on, but didn't really have much money to do stuff with. So yeah, there was a dry spell for 3-wheelers. It was later on then filled with, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but it went from 3-wheelers to sport bikes actually for a small time. And then it came back to the 3-wheelers about 5 or 6 years later. So probably dropping off in 92 or 93, and I picked it back up in like 98, 99.
Okay. That's not a long time. Well, that's great. How many Hondas do you currently own?
I knew you would ask me this, so I did the math today. 61.
61. And what's the breakup? Quads, trikes, bikes?
I left my sheet of paper at the other place, but
Okay.
I know it's 39 trikes, 8 quads. I want to say like 12 bikes and 2 side-by-sides.
Yep. That's cool. And your side-by-side's nice. I got to ride in that. So that's brand new, right? 2024?
It's a 23, but it was a leftover.
Yep.
New
That's
to me.
sharp.
Thank you.
So over the years, have you had more? Have you bought and sold a lot? Have there been a lot that have passed through your hands?
Oh my. Yeah, there's probably been at least 100 through my garage, which is
Yep.
actually where I'm at right now. So
Yep.
where it all started.
So is this the house you grew up in?
No, 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 no. This is the house
Yeah.
that this is the first place that I bought as an adult, and it's
Okay.
it's just down the road from where I grew up, maybe 5 miles.
Yeah. Have you ever owned a 185S?
I have.
Okay.
I've owned several. I've owned at least 4 of them.
Yeah. Did you buy them because Nina wanted to ride them, or some other girl? Is that
I actually bought them because they were a good deal, and
Yeah.
then when friends would come, I'd put them on them and make fun of them.
okay? That's smart. That's a good friend. Do you have any? Well, maybe this feeds into this question. Do you have any buying regrets? A machine you bought that you wish you hadn't?
Yes, but it wasn't a 3-wheeler. It
Okay.
wasn't a Hoarder, though. I bought a DN01. I'm not sure if you know what that is. It was a 1 or 2 year only bike in like '08. It was a weird crossover. It looked like a sport bike, but it was kind of like a scooter. It was a very odd bike.
Okay.
That was
DN01.
DN01. Dream number 1 was the
Okay.
if you remember
The
old Dream.
abbreviation.
This was the new Dream.
You're the man to ask this question. 200S. What does the S stand for?
Superior.
Superior. All right. Well, 185S. Is it
Sucks.
sucks? Okay. So the S can mean different things in different places. Okay.
It is
Like
it is
ES.
ES is electric start.
Yeah.
Or electric shaft.
Right. But
There's-
when it's a 185S, it sucks.
Yes.
We solved the mystery today. I like that. So you mentioned your DN01, and it made me think of your Navi hose. You've got a group, a bike gang.
We're a motorcycle club or whatever.
Yes, and it's officially named the Navi hose. Do all the Navi hose have denim jackets with patches on it?
No, this is actually my RPFLU denim jacket. The Hardtail Racers Club. So
Okay.
the 100S and the 200S guys that get together and race. The Navihos do have a vest, but this is not it. They are black leather vests.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
legit.
There's a lot of vests in clubs when you're dealing with Hondas and hoarding them.
I do not have enough vests. I don't think I need more.
I've never seen you wearing a vest.
No, I do have a vest, but yeah, it's more. Yeah, we won't go there. So that's a good transition. This vest you're wearing is you were part of the SAS hardtail class. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, and you are nationally ranked.
2-time national champ.
2-time national champ Tim KEISTER on a 200S. Is that in the room with you?
Yes. No. It
No.
used to be. No, it's not actually.
Is it in the room you were just in?
It's at that other. I've got trophies of it. I've got a super cool picture of it. Would you like to see
Sure.
it?
Sure.
It's right in front of me. I'm going to turn this camera. Try to get no glare. This picture was captured by somebody, and it is absolutely awesome. I don't know if you can see. This is me.
Yeah.
Safely in the lead, of course. This is Joe Swatland getting hit in the face. This is really glaring. Getting hit in the face with a 185S. I don't know. It's really, there we go. Can you see that?
Yeah. I see Joe. Whose 185S is up in the air and he's on the ground?
I think there was a garbage truck driving by and it fell off.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. The guy's laying on the ground beside him. I'm not sure who that rider was in that race, but yeah.
I'm sure the funeral was nice. Yeah. But how did Joe recover?
Joe was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The other guy actually recovered and finished the race.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
Happy story. 2-time nationally ranked. Whatever happened to that class?
It's still going on. As a matter of fact, any of you guys out there close by, familiar with Pine Lake? It's in Ashtabula, Ohio. They're trying to really get a lot of trikes there this year. It's July. Ooh, it's the last weekend in July. I believe it's the weekend. I think it's the last weekend in July. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're out there and you like three-wheeler racing, head out to Ashtabula that weekend. It's a fantastic time. Bring your heart.
Bring your hardtail, and it can be stock, but
yeah, it actually has to be stock. That's the whole rules. You can change your tires. There's a whole there's a Facebook group, RPFLU Racing, but there's a lot of things you could take it stock and just run it, but you're going to want to shrink your rear tires down, and you're going to want to do this and do that, and we'll give you all the guidelines and the tips to get going. But it is a lot of fun, and you can just pull your 200S or 185S out of your shed in your backyard and bring it out racing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, Chris Fredmonsky's catching up. Western Pennsylvania, Chris. Biggest selling regret? Did you ever sell one? The one that got away?
Yes. I had an ATC 500. I wanted it forever. I bought it. It was a nightmare to start. I couldn't start it. I sold it to, it's in good hands. I sold it to Lewis Milkey. He's got at least 3 of those. Looking back, I'd have kept it and put an electric start kit on it, but I really regret selling that one. That's
a CR 500 motor?
It was a CR 500 motor. It was in a 250R chassis.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
Did you do the work? Did you?
I did not. Jason Hall and Brandon Robinson built that bike.
Okay. Do you have to modify the frame, the lower part of the frame, cradle areas for that, or no?
I believe all they did was some magic on the motor mounts. It's been a long time. I could be wrong, but I know that they lucked upon a pipe that was built just for it, whether it was a Lagers or something, I'm not sure. But it was a pretty stockish. It was a stock frame as far as I know. No mounts.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. You've got a couple custom frame or custom builds, but is there some custom machine or machine that you've got on your list if money wasn't a factor, or if you could just snap your fingers and make it so?
It would be the CR 500 powered 250R that Mitch has with the electric start, and just beautiful. That bike does it for me. That's the one.
Yep, that's gorgeous, and it looks so proper too. It's classy, and you almost got to like do a double take at it. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, if you didn't know, you would never know. Yeah.
Well, nice. What about your collection? Favorite machine in your collection?
That is pretty tough. Probably my 86 125M, just for the fact that that's my favorite three-wheeler of all the Honda production bikes, and I was lucky enough to get one. So probably
Why is that your favorite model?
The looks. It looks different to the other three-wheeler. That, and I love the fact that it's a little guy. I believe it's the only Honda three-wheeler production-wise chain drive with reverse. I believe it's just a lot of firsts and a lot of little novelties with it today. It just does something for me.
Yeah. How about that? If you said that, it didn't sink in, but that's interesting. That's your favorite one. Let me see. What's my favorite machine in your collection? I really like the look of your conversion. And you said that's a Tyanesta conversion? No?
The 450 or the 650?
450.
Yeah, the 450 is a Tyanesta Trikes. Yep.
But you love your 650 out in the dunes, you told me.
They're both actually fantastic in the dunes, but yeah, the 650 is the king out there.
Yep. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm checking in on some comments. Just general housekeeping. If you've got some questions for Tim, hold them until I announce it's time for the questions, and you can post them in the comments. Same rules as we always do. Just in case you were wondering. If you're commenting now and talking amongst yourselves, it's great. Tim and I might not catch it till later because we're so laser focused. What's your longest trip to go buy a Honda?
I drove from here to Cincinnati, Ohio, which is maybe 8 or 10 hours for
Yeah.
a 1980 185. Beautiful, original, down to the tires. Little old man had it.
Yeah.
It's been probably 12 or 14 years ago that I made that trip, but that would be the longest, about 12 hours.
Yeah.
10 hours.
Wow. I'm surprised because Ohio's right next to you, right?
It
That's
is, but
Ohio.
I'm up here, and then it's in the whole way, and it's diagonal across Ohio, which
Okay.
Ohio's almost 4 hours straight across. So
Yeah.
maybe it's not that far. Maybe it's 8 hours. I don't know.
Yeah.
We
It's
can
high in the middle though, and round on both ends, so you gotta go over.
Ohio.
Do you have two 185s?
I do.
And one's got the Chevron tires on it. Is that the one?
Phone is sitting on it right now.
Bone. Oh, the phone.
Phone. And
Man, it's right there.
there's the other one.
And that's the one you bought?
This
The
is the
longest
one. This is the one I bought.
Did it have
It's-
those tires on it, or you put them on?
No, it actually had the stock tires on it when I got it. They were overinflated, unfortunately. I
Yeah.
still have them. They're not dry rotted or anything. They were just so big that like they would rub the fenders, and I
Yeah.
can't have.
Yep. That's unfortunate. Well, interesting. What's your best Honda score?
Best Honda score. That's probably going to go back to, I have an 85 and an 86 Big Red. I got them before the whole three-wheeler craze was going on, like
Yeah.
pre-2008.
Yeah.
Both original tire machines, both really nice. They were both $1,500. So
Oh, nice.
looking back, that's for sure my best score. But
Yeah.
coming at this from, I've been buying, shopping and buying the trikes I want since like 2002 or 2003. So I mean, really nice trikes for $1,500 back then.
Yeah. Yep. It's wild. It's wild. And who is to blame? Vinny Staffa. So we just had him on last week. If you need to know who to direct your anger at, you'll have to look at that video. And I am happy to see you don't have a Zin in, and you're not drinking Budweiser here as we talk. So
Nothing.
What's your favorite type of riding?
Much as I love the dunes, and if I could access them as much, it would. I guess the dunes are my favorite riding. Although it's so few and far between, I was gonna say trail riding because that's what I can do
Yeah.
the most. It's kind of unlimited around here. But I guess the sand dunes would be the answer.
Yeah. I could see it getting old. I think I mean, we're not used to it, or I'm not used to it. I'll speak for myself, I guess. But like my legs at the end were very fatigued just from like, coming down off stuff, and I drive a desk at work. So I'm probably a lot of things will make my legs fatigued, but I don't know. I think if that was my backyard, maybe I would think something else was more special. That was the most special riding I've ever done, only because it's, there's nothing like it out here, at least. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
would like to do some. I'd like to do some desert riding, not necessarily dunes, but actually, desert.
Like David Ham style, like
Exactly. Yep.
point A to point B.
Yeah.
What a guy he is, huh?
He is. He's
Yeah.
a fella.
He's a fella. That's like a good T-shirt. David Ham, he's a fellow, like a silhouette. I'll add that to my merch list. So normally, like if somebody asked me this question prior to a month ago, I would answer Glamis, but I'm curious what your answer will be. And maybe you already answered it just now. If you could go riding anywhere, where would it be?
I think now that I've been to Glamis, I would say like I don't know what it's like down under, but I know that they've got like a lot of three wheelers and they've got sand down in
Yeah.
Australia. So I mean, at this point in my life, I've ridden really most of what you can ride in the U.S. is, I think, excluding Moab.
Yeah.
I think I'd like Australia.
Yeah. Good answer. Okay. Now, what
And
about non-Hondas? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I love a good shrimp on the bobby.
Yes. Yes. And thanks to Facebook and the internet, I've got some Australian friends that I'm sure if we just put a feeler out, we could, you know, probably have to buy something there. You'd probably have to buy an 88 Super Red or something to go.
I don't know. Tony came to Trike Fest back in like 2005 or 2006. He was big on three wheeler world, and we all knew him. So I guess technically I have a three wheeler contact in Australia already.
Yeah.
So
What was his name?
his name's Tony something. I don't remember his last name. He was on three wheeler world like back in the day, 04, 05.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know Tony. I know Wayne Anderson. He's a good guy. What about non-Honda pastimes? You got any? What's your favorite non-Honda pastime?
I like to play golf.
Yeah? Are you good?
No,
No?
no.
Yeah.
In the winter, I'm in a bowling league.
Yeah.
30 weeks a year, which actually it's more than just winter, but I like to do
Wow.
that.
That's a long time.
And I like just spending time with friends and family
So 30 weeks a year, once a week?
once a week. Yep.
Yeah. How heavy is your bowling ball?
It's a 16-pound ball.
16 pounder.
Might
Jeez, that's
might be a 15. I don't know. It's just a normal men's ball. It's not a
yeah.
pound 185s ball.
Yeah, I could tell that's a 200S ball for sure. That's a man's ball.
Oh, for a man's sport.
And you play golf. How often do you play golf?
In the summer, once a week. When I get lucky, twice a week, but just once a week mostly.
Huh. I use golf clubs on occasion. I played golf this past fall once, and I play once, every 2 or 3 years to remind myself why I only play once every 2 or 3 years. It's fun for a couple holes, but I'm just after a while I can't do it.
I understand. I
Yep.
I started playing as a young child, like probably 6 or 7 years old. I started playing golf. So
Yeah.
I've been playing my whole life, but there was a time 20 years ago that I hung my clubs up for like a decade because I sucked so bad and I was so frustrated. But I picked them
Yeah.
back up, and here we are. I love it again.
Yeah. That's crazy. 16 pounds, Glenn, right? Jeez. They're still talking about your bowling ball down in the comments.
Isn't that a standard bowling ball? I think
I
it
have
is.
a bowling ball and it's 14 pounds, but I bought it when I was a kid. And it was heavy for a kid.
Yeah.
And I used to flex and be like, yeah, my bowling ball's a 14 pounder, but I rode a 185S at this past Trike Fest. So Matt uses a 16 pounder. I wonder if Dinos goes bowling, what size bowling ball does Dinos use is the question.
40 pounds.
40 pounder. Dents the alley every throw. All right. So I have a question. And it's a food question, but it's a food question I've never asked in a Honda Hoarder of the Week interview. What is the deal with the canned meat, the canned fish? What's the origins of this? Is it to do with a hardtail ride at Trike Fest? Please tell us a story.
Well, back in 1983, when they were designing the 200S, now I'm
It's like, wow, this goes way back.
trunk on for the fish. No, I don't know. We've always The crew I run with, myself and a few others, my brother, and I like. It's a very convenient thing for a snack on a trip. Like people are like, oh, let's take meat and cheese. We'll have a little bologna. Well, if you go riding on a hot day in the summer and you got to pull your meat and cheese out and don't have a cooler, it's not great. You literally can throw a can of sardines in the trunk of your 200S. Hottest day of the year at Trike Fest. Ride down the trail. Hey, time for a snack. You pull them open. You have a canned fish social. It's great.
I just love the way you talk about it. Like it's something everybody does. Like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. I will say this. Now that I've camped with you and I've gone shopping for a camping time with you, Tim buys the most eccentric food. And I think somebody said this, maybe it was you. He buys the food he buys to because he knows what his body does with that food. We'll keep this PG for Nina. And I think he likes it to create his own fragrance. And I didn't notice that. If it was pretty windy though. So if maybe it didn't linger long.
Let's just call it nutrient dense.
That's man, but some interesting combinations. I think you were eating leeks at one point.
For sure.
Leeks and asparagus. I thought he was going to cook the asparagus. Nope, raw. It was good. 100 degrees at Trike Fest and fish. Exactly. It's like meat and cheese is going to react the same thing as your can of sardines, no?
You open a can of sardines and it's 100 degrees. They're good. They're fresh. You can't do that with meat and cheese. You just can't.
Okay. I think we all have homework after this. We need to explore this side. I'm stuck in the comments. Lucky Dog 350X can barely get through a round of mini golf, let alone the real deal. Anyway, okay. So, what about music, sir? Do you have a genre you like?
I really do listen to a huge variety of music. I do like old school hip hop, which I think is a common factor with all these guys you're interviewing. I find it quite interesting that everybody's into that. I like some new underground hip hop that probably nobody's ever heard of, but I also like 70s rock. I like 80s country. And I'm starting to really like old lounge singers.
Old lounge singers.
Like Frank Sinatra and Sirius Sinatra on Sirius XM. I listen to a lot. I really like it.
Like crooners.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
Uh-huh. How do you feel about yacht rock?
I love it. I love yacht rock. Yep.
You ever listen to FBG Duck?
FBG Duck. Never heard of it.
Vinny likes that. And I did listen to about 10 seconds of one song. Not for me. But
I'll look it up.
There's a nice documentary on yacht rock. Have you seen that?
I have not. No.
I forget what platform it's on, but it's pretty neat. They do a good job. The guys from Steely Dan, well, the one surviving founder, not amused. He did not participate in this documentary. Oh yes. Did Tim write a rap? Allison says. There is. I don't know. Maybe we don't want to talk about this. There is. If you dig, you might be able to find the Tim KEISTER rap.
You won't find it online. I keep it very tightly secure. Maybe someday I'll release it, but not quite yet.
It's good. I heard it. Changed my life. So that's great. You ever do karaoke?
I do. I like karaoke.
What's your best karaoke song?
Probably Rockin' Chair by George Jones or Pickup Man by Joe Diffie. And by the way, it's how I picked up my wife. Karaoke.
Really?
Yeah.
So Nina, if you're still there, you can feel free to chime in. We will pause the interview if you comment in on that. Was there a song? Was there a special song that did it?
She would have to answer. I'm not sure.
Okay.
There's a local karaoke spot. I would get there, and there she is. True story.
Well, that is not how I met my wife, but I have done karaoke with my wife. We did Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg. I don't remember it, but there is a picture of us doing it, so that's how I know it happened.
Very nice.
Yes, thank you. Do you watch TV?
Very little.
Very little. Is because you save it for a couple particular shows, or just?
I am one of those unfortunate souls that has to have the TV on to go to sleep at night. I very much like, I don't know if I like it or if it's just what is on every night. I like old shows from the 60s and 70s. Like, just as far as new shows on TV, nothing's really comes to mind. I don't.
Okay.
If I'm gonna have TV on and be forced to watch it, I'll put on like Motor Trend TV or some gearhead related thing.
Yeah. So you're watching like Donna Reed and like Lassie, or is that too old? My Three Sons.
Yeah, no, you're in the right area. That kind of stuff.
Nick at Night.
No, it's a local channel that plays old shows, but like I don't know, The Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock. I really like those. Yeah.
Tricycle Guy says MASH. Glenn Moulton says Dynasty.
All better than what's on nowadays by 100 times.
Okay. Do you go to many concerts?
I used to go to a lot of concerts in my 20s.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah. Any like big bangers you went to that?
Yeah, I saw some big ones. I saw Pink Floyd. I saw the Grateful Dead play in Pittsburgh just two dates before he died, I think.
Oh wow. What was that, 95?
It was 95, yep.
Yeah.
I saw Plant and Page. I've seen a lot of really top tier. Saw ZZ Top. I've seen a million different bands.
Yeah.
One of my favorites though, Weird Al Yankovic, puts on a fantastic show.
Somebody said that down in the comments. Where did you see him?
I saw him in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. What time frame? 90s as well?
No, this was I was dating my wife, so early 2000s.
Huh. How about that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure what album it was. It was the one with that did Happy. You know that song? Because it was that whatever that album was that time frame.
Okay. That makes sense. Eat It. Yeah. There's a lot of
Weird Al fans in the Trike community, I found.
Dino says he was there also. I don't know if we're talking about the same show.
Interesting.
Did you go to Woodstock 99?
I did not.
That was my one. I went there and I was 18, almost 19. My mom let me go with my sister, and we weren't there for Friday night or Sunday night when all the fires started, but we could tell.
I watched the documentary on that. It looked very interesting. The whole
they did a good. It was interesting how they portray that, because having been there and not really done any research on it, it was interesting. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense why it was like that and this and that. And I remember you didn't go to the porta potties because it was just mud in front, but it wasn't mud.
Did you see
Did I see
Limp Bizkit?
Yes. Yeah, I was not far from the stage. And they had the plywood out, and he went out on the plywood. Yeah, I was there. It was wild. I think my questions got screwed up.
Sorry, go ahead.
What'd you say?
I was singing some Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, let's go back to food real quick, because these are important. I don't know why I judge people. I know you shouldn't, but when they answer a certain way, you formulate an opinion. So, pancakes or waffles?
I don't really care for either, but if I had to choose one, it would probably be waffles with the right condiments.
Okay. What are the right condiments?
Like fruity stuff, blueberry, strawberry, stuff like that.
Okay.
And if I'm having pancakes, I want liverwurst on it. That's about the only way to eat them. But again, I don't care for either.
Yeah. And it
I
doesn't
like,
surprise me.
I like liverwurst though. I mean, I'll eat it on anything.
Yeah. People are asking me about Vinny's interview. If I looked up Kodak Black, I didn't. That's another rapper that Vinny mentioned. I think you might like him.
Uh,
Kodak Black.
I'm pretty sure he was pardoned by Trump in his first administration. I think, unless it's
All right.
another rapper with a similar name.
We all have things to Google. You like ice cream?
I love ice cream.
What's your favorite?
Probably vanilla.
Yeah. That's so plain. The
It's-
guy who eats sardines on his hardtail ride likes vanilla ice cream. Maybe it's, yin and yang. That balances.
Vanilla ice cream is also good on a waffle.
Yep, I would agree. I'd go with that. I like waffles. Waffles
Good.
was the right answer.
Good.
Survey
Good.
says.
Good.
Creamy peanut butter or crunchy peanut butter?
Creamy.
Creamy. Okay. I'll give you a pass. All right. Nobody cares about food questions. Do you have any pets? Any pets at home?
I don't have any pets. There's a cat that lives in my house.
Okay. Does Nina know about the cat
She
in the
does.
house?
She does.
He put sardines. Oh, what'd she say? He put sardines on his ice cream.
No, I do
I,
not.
I bet. Nah. I bet you have.
No.
No. If they made sardine flavored ice cream, would you give it a shot?
I would try it.
Yep. Do you like comedians?
I do.
Do you have a favorite?
Are we talking like stand up or like actors or in general?
I'm thinking stand up because a lot of the stand up guys go and do acting, but
I really liked Stephen Wright and Mitch Hedberg.
yes. Okay, I know Stephen Wright. Yeah. Mitch Hedberg has passed. Yeah. Very dry. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks with as my mental image of Tim Keister. When you get together with people, do you like a big party or a small gathering?
I like a small gathering.
Yeah. Are you opposed to a big party?
I'm not, because generally my small gatherings turn into big parties.
Yeah. I can see that. Do you own any Crocs?
Crock pots, yes. Shoes, no.
No, Crock pots are good. Do you own a Instapot?
Yes,
Yes. Do you do a lot of cooking?
I do.
Yeah. Do you cook more than Nina, or is it a shared responsibility?
It's probably 50-50.
Okay, wow. That's impressive. That's probably not normal. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your brother and Nina and Matt and everyone assume that you had done?
If I was arrested with no explanation, what would they assume I had done? Shoo. Wow. That is a
Wow.
real question. I try to obey the law. What
Yeah.
what do I do? That's speeding? I don't
Speeding.
speed. I did tonight
Usually don't get arrested for speeding unless it's like really fast.
really fast. But, well, I won't go there.
Okay, we'll put a pin in that one. We'll
Yeah,
let the comment section
let me pass.
come up with a. So is there, back to three wheelers? Is there a three wheeler that you're looking for, or is there a list of things that you're looking to add to your collection?
At this time, no.
No.
I'm at the point where they kind of just find me now.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. And I won't give anything away, but there are some big things coming to be
There
announced at a later date.
It's kind of funny about this whole deal, and I was like, yeah, but yeah, there are big things coming, and we'll have to do something. We'll have
Yes.
something.
It's very exciting.
It is.
Do you have any pet peeves?
I've got
What
quite a
makes-
few.
What makes you mad, Tim?
Um, People not using the word probably correctly.
Yeah?
I hear probably, probably that
Uh-huh.
misspelling there, and there. I don't like. I mean, basic grammatical things get on my nerves, and dirty toilets probably make me the worst upset.
Okay. Valid. Yeah. I'll get behind that. PJ Hart, yeah, I think he's got the answer here. If you got arrested and nobody knew, it'd be because you pulled your meat out on a trail ride. Yep. So maybe let's talk about Trike Fest. We'll switch gears. Um, what was your first Trike Fest?
2005.
2005. So early on. How big was it then?
I want to say there were like 300 people there.
Okay.
And
That feels like it's a good size. I mean, very around the size of what my thing was last year.
I would say very comparable. Yep.
Yep. What was there ever motocross as an event there?
There was always motocross back then. Yes.
Okay.
Do you know where the big mud bog is? Of course, you know where the big mud bog is. Under the
The-
lights.
yeah, and the circle track.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
that was the motocross track. It was built in that area.
Oh, so the motocross now wasn't there?
It was, but it was a bigger track. Like they had two separate tracks. The big track, which is the one that's still there, the little track where we raced, um, like I said, it's the mud bog now.
Okay. Was there a different circle track?
I don't think there was a circle track then.
Okay. Interesting. And there was always the drag strip. Yeah. How about that? So 2005, did you've missed a couple years because I think you stopped going and I started going because you must have heard I was coming or something, but uh
I think like between 2005 and maybe 2014, 15, 16 area, I only missed like one. So I mean, I
yeah.
did a whole mess of them in a row. Um, then I've just been sporadic since then, and I so want to go back.
Hmm.
The last time I was there, it was so dirty and dusty, and it's like, man, there's
Yeah.
better three wheeler events than this. But I've got a big urge to go back. I really do.
Yeah. Now that it's different a little bit than it was, but now they're not as adversarial. So because it was the last 2 years have been great. The 3 years ago was super dusty. They weren't watering anything, and it was like they were trying to
I
push us
think
out. But
I think that was the last year I was there, and I was really kind of put out
yeah,
by it.
yep, it's better now. Speaking of grammar, uh, this is an appropriate question. If your carburetor is plugged up, does it need cleaned or does it need to be cleaned? Where do we draw the line with your pet peeves?
Your carburetor
To
needs clean.
It needs cleaned. So to be or not to be, you're saying not to be. Okay. Interesting. Did you have a nickname in high school?
Not really. No.
No?
Maybe Tim Bob. Maybe
In Bob.
Tim Bob.
Did Bill, now Bill is your brother, did Bill have a creative nickname for you?
They probably just called me Peckerhead or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yep. Yep, that tracks. Good. You know, we don't people don't give that as a nickname now, do they? Peckerhead
Now,
isn't that's
it
big
left
back then.
when all the good stuff went away in the '80s. Good nicknames went away.
Yep. My grandpa called me Turd Ball. You
Yeah,
know, nobody's doing that these days. Uh, let's see.
it's a good name.
Are
Turd Ball.
you Turd Ball, right? Or clown? And eventually I said, Grandpa, I started to realize what a turd ball was. I was like, can you uh are you a perfectionist or done is better than perfect type of guy?
These questions are really tearing me apart because it depends what I'm doing. Like
Yeah.
some things, everything has to be absolutely just perfect and just so. And other things, I'm like, good enough, whatever. It all depends on what I'm doing.
What are the things that have to be perfect?
A clean toilet.
A clean toilet, yes.
A clean trike. Keeping your trikes
Yeah.
very clean is very important to me. Keeping a clean shop is important to me.
Uh-huh.
Um, things that maybe aren't so important, it used to be like my daily driver. Okay, so it gets a little dirty now and again. Big deal.
Okay. Okay. Good answer. Hmm. Do you have an iPhone or an Android?
I'm an Android guy.
Yes. I just got the brand new Galaxy S25 Ultra. I'm
Very nice.
talking to you live on it. Yeah. Treated myself. I got new cell phone service because after the trip to Glamis, I went through a debacle. Anyway, I'm happy to hear you're an Android guy.
Well, I'm specific to Motorola Androids, but just
Hmm.
throw it out
Okay. Interesting. I I don't know. Oh, the spirit animal question. Let's ask that. What's your spirit animal, sir? Hmm.
there. A giraffe.
A giraffe. You have that big giraffe in your other shop that we chased you out of. Is there something? Is there a story there?
No.
No.
But if
Okay.
I was a giraffe and somebody was trying to drown me, it would be hard.
Yep. Yes. Yes, it would. You ever see giraffes fight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrap the lips.
Violent. Yes. Smacking the head around. Holy crap. That's wild. Um. Okay. I think. Do you have any secret talents that we don't know about?
I don't I don't think so.
Okay.
Uh no, I don't believe.
Okay. Okay. So I wonder. I just freed up my chat here. I was like, man, the comments. I hadn't seen any new comments in a while, but it was on my end. Okay. So just keeping in mind of time and whatnot, and I don't want to keep you tied up all night. If you have questions for Tim, now is the time to post them in the comments. So we're gonna start watching viewer comments here, and I don't know. We're gonna open up the floor. So down in the lower left, Tim, there's a little chat icon, and you can make sure you're on the live comments, not
Is
just like top.
Yeah, I see it. Johnny Mac's
Okay.
talking about giraffe drawing and story about poop truck. That's
Is
my
there a
high school
poop truck
nickname.
story?
That's my high school nickname. I forgot about that one. Poop truck.
I feel like you told me that. What's the poop truck story?
Uh One time I was out in the dunes with Joe Swatland and we were walking. I don't even know what we were doing. And somebody's, this kind of my shtick. Somebody's like, oh, hey, here comes the poop truck. They'd send a poop truck around. The campers would unload into them. And I said, hey, that's funny. That was my nickname in high school, poop truck. And it's just kind of, it was funny that day and it's funny today.
That's funny. Funny stories about Jason Liskey. Who's Jason Liskey?
Jason Liskey, you know Jason Liskey from the Hershey Three-Wheeler Museum? Or the
Oh, okay.
Hershey, yeah. He used to come riding with us. He had some really cool Toyota pickups. I see him on Facebook. I see he's still into them. Uh,
Hmm.
he's an interesting fellow for sure. He
Okay.
drove a 1984 maybe Toyota two-wheel drive pickup that was a factory dually. Might have been a one-ton even, but had a camper on it. But he just put a little bed on it and he'd drive that thing all over the place.
Yeah. PJ Hart wants to know if you've got any stories related to having the name Keister.
Uh, just everybody has a comment for that name. I mean, that's
Yeah,
like,
they think they're funny.
oh yeah, yeah.
What What are the roots of the name? What nationality or origin or?
Oh, uh, well, the name itself is German, and it's German for proctologist.
Yes, it makes sense. What else do you collect? Do you collect anything else?
Uh, I guess maybe old radios, which I didn't really think I collected, but I think maybe that I do. I've got quite a number of them.
It's funny when you cross over. You're like, I guess I'm doing this.
Yeah.
That's cool. How many do you have? Do you know? A couple dozen?
Yeah, no, not like maybe 8 or 10 or 12, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
A lot.
that's cool. Dino Sass, what was your favorite Trike Fest and why? Do you have a favorite?
Oh. Well, the first one was probably the most memorable just because everybody's first Trike Fest is great. Most memorable. Maybe when Trike Fest started, like everybody wanted to get down to the river all the time, and I hated it. I'm like, stop going down to the river. All the trikes are up here. It's not River Fest, it's Trike Fest. Well, one year of course, it's hot. I'm like,
Yeah.
fine, I'll see what the river's about, and it certainly is Trike Fest and additionally River Fest. So
Yeah. Last year was so hot. It was definitely a river year.
yeah,
Yeah.
it gets really steamy out there for some reason.
Pat Wells brings up a good point. We did skip your occupation. What do you do for work?
This is a good one. I work for a company that sells internet.
Yeah. Is it did you sell internet to yourself at your shop?
That is not our internet, but where I came to here at my house is our internet. But yeah, I work for a broadband company.
Okay. How long have you done that?
22 years.
Wow. Did you go to school for that or did you fall into that or?
My father worked there. He got me hired on, and I've just kind of worked my way through the company.
Cool.
Yep.
There you have it. The race in Ohio in July. Where is it? That's Pine Lake, Gary. Which is Ashtabula. That's right. Mike Richard wonders if you're coming to Trike Fest this year.
It's not looking good, but I can't ever be ruled out of a Trike Fest. So we'll see.
Nina Bauman asks, "Can we go to Australia?"
Yes.
Is that's her maiden name? Did I say that right? Bauman?
You did.
Okay.
Yes.
That was on the fly.
That's good.
Are you partial to Keister carb kits? Keister kits for the Keisters?
I'm actually not.
You're not.
They're better than the Shindies, but I'm not a fan of any of those kits. I wish if anybody is in Japan listening, somebody should really come out with a high quality Japanese replacement kit for carbs because all the ones out there right now, they're just none of them are high quality. Although I want to say that Keisters are made in Japan.
I think they are. I think I've heard Curdy say that.
With parts from China.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Somebody named John McLaughlin wants to know, did John McLaughlin finish better in the NEEDT series on a 185S?
He did indeed.
So obviously he cheated.
No, I don't think that he did. He's just a better rider than me.
Wow. There you have it. Lace Sonic. I don't know what's going on here. Favorite motocross racer?
Current or ever? Current, boy. Ever would have to be Malcolm Smith. He was just a legend. Current, I don't know so many of them. Is Roxon still racing? Whoever's the main guy on the Honda, I'll take him.
Yep. Johnny Mac's got a good question here. Can we have a tour of the room you're in? Maybe some of the machines you're hiding back there? Is it top secret?
It's embarrassing, but I mean, I guess I'll show. This is, yeah, we can do that. I kind of deserted this garage like 3 years ago because I'm preparing things, trying to push this button here. All right, super quick tour.
Okay.
You saw this one. There's a 185. The non-S. This is a 400 kit 350X. 86 1.5M. Another 350X. Just a rider. 86 350X rider.
Little stock motor.
Takeout 350. Takeout 200S. Here's a 200X 85 with a 6-speed transmission out of an XR in it. Pretty neat bike.
That bolt right up?
The gear sets fit in the cases.
Oh, Wow.
Yeah, it's a 200X motor. It just has a different tranny in it.
Huh. Didn't know that was a thing.
Takeout big red motor. Not a takeout, but a 384 250R built by Robertson Racing.
Yeah.
Here is my specific built. There's a broom laying up against it. This was my dune bike. Still is. I just don't like two strokes in the dunes. This way. Here is my flat tracker. And
That's beautiful.
with flat tires, of course. Another bike set up for flat track. For whatever reason, these really soft racing tires, the Hoosiers, you can put them on a brand new wheel and they just do not like to hold air. They just go flat. This is a pretty bone stock 250R I got from a fella out west. I do have the stock pipe for it sitting over here. Just odds and ends here and there. Here is my 86 Big Red. This is really messy out here, guys. It's embarrassing. Sorry.
No, it's not. I showed him my shop earlier when you were driving back home, and so you're light years ahead of my setup.
Here's my 85. This is my workhorse.
Are these the two that you bought for 1,500, or are these two different?
Nope, these are the two. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. 85 110.
Yeah. Lots of Honda line goodies on it.
Yeah. Here's a 71 US 90, and here it's still never been out of the plastic wrap, and pretty within the next month it's coming out. But this is my Big Al's US 90, 72 or 73 that Mike Palmgren did a beautiful job restoring for me.
Yeah. Stunning.
Yeah, I really like it. Here's my really weird hat collection.
PJ Hart has a weird hat collection.
Does he?
Yeah.
What do you think this rainbow hat means?
We know what it means.
I hope it means God's promise.
Yeah, that's right. It's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's a Honda 3-wheeler. Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice
Okay.
here. Yeah. This chick's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bring you back in here. I think that's about it.
What's the downside of riding a two-stroke in the dunes?
It's harder. I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Keeping it in the power band and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I for whatever reason, the last time I took one out, I was constantly running it out of gas. I think I told you that when I was out there. But every ride I'd go on, I'd run out of gas, and the other guys would have to drain fuel out of their tanks, put it in a water jug, and put it in my tank to get me back. So I don't know if just a different pipe on it or just jetted fatter or something. I don't know. I don't know why, but can't seem to keep gas in them.
Yeah. Okay, well that was nice. Thank you for that tour. You have a lot of motors, a lot of takeout motors hanging out there. Yeah.
A neat thing to collect too, I guess.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Silver Lake Dunes?
I have.
Yeah. You told me the comparison. We don't need to share it here, but there's more in Glamis than in Silver Lake. So, but
would you agree it's a different type of sand as well?
I've never been to Silver Lake, but I hope to go someday. What's going on with my light?
Yeah, I don't know. Your Honda light's real bright now. Oh,
I don't know what just happened.
Kind of did something. I don't know. Ooh, there's a gift.
So that's Pat Wells. So I have insider memberships on my channel where I do. It's kind of like vlog style videos. I try to do once a week, and so you have to be a member. So he just gave away 5 memberships. If you click that little button, you can get one. So,
well, I want one.
Yeah,
I've been trying to watch this for a while now, and thought, yeah.
Did it let you? Uh-oh. Tim, where'd you go? Uh-oh. Well, while we wait on Tim to come back, I don't know what just happened. He's watching my insider videos now. Pine Lake is awesome. Is my phone is this on me? What just happened?
Apparently, you can't do that when you're live.
That's funny.
Now, are these able to be spliced, or are these going to be different videos, or how's this work?
This is all. We're an hour and 25 minutes. This is
Okay.
now. I'm noticing I'm brightening and lightening. That's funny. Do you like TPC trikes? Johnny Mac says.
I very much like the Trikes. I'm not a fan of the company owner.
Yeah, I would agree. Not that I've ever
John,
dealt with him, but that's what I've heard.
can I ask a question to Johnny?
Yeah,
Why are you always trying to stir the pot, man?
he's always. He's just laughing over there. So I'm making my way down through. So if I haven't got to your question yet, sit tight. I'm hoping I'll make it there. Glenn Moulton, with all the riding locations in Pennsylvania, can we organize a East Coast ride or Wheeler Fest? Is there a lot of trails down near you?
There's quite a few up here in the Allegheny National Forest. Not more than what you could do in a weekend. If you're gonna have a big thing, maybe Hatfield McCoy would be somewhat East Coast, south of here, but that's a lot of big riding.
Rocky.
Yeah, some of it.
Interceptor 309 says, ever think of making a modern trike? So he must have missed the spot where we talked about some of your modern trikes, and he's made a few of them. And if you want to get a view of those, you can watch the video. I guess it was the Glamis video. We toured your collection at your other place, so you can see his other machines there. It's nice that we get to see the other side in this video, so that kind of works out. We're having a Shindy and Keister debate. We're just going to move on past that. Will you sell the red motor? Glenn Moulton wants to know.
Red motor? Oh, no.
The big red motor?
Nothing's for sale. Just like Matt Purple said, everything you've seen here, don't contact me. Nothing's for sale.
Yes, that is cool. 6-speed first gen 200X. I didn't know that was even a thing. That's awesome.
Apparently, back in the day, that was a thing. Ross Woodhouse out of Canada built that bike. Ross is a very skilled three-wheeler builder. He's done many 250Rs, and I've ridden with him and his wife quite a bit. Shannon up in just Michigan trail riding.
Okay. Ross Woodhouse?
Ross Woodhouse. Yep. Ross and Shannon. Good friends. Good people.
I've never heard the name. You're getting compliments on your collection. Love the flat track builds. Beautiful room, Tim. Sell me one of those big red forks. How did you choose the number 75? Is that
the year I was born?
That's your birth year, yeah. There you go, Kim. That was a Kim Dwyer question.
Yeah.
Mike Pomgren says, I see a balloon tire. Was that the one that was on your stool?
Yes.
I noticed when you picked it up, it's funny when they go flat, they take a weird shape. Like if you have them on the side.
It's like out there and in here, but it's still pliable, and it's just needs a little air in it. So yeah. My good friend Chris Keist gave me this. Thanks, Chris.
There you go. What a nice guy.
He is.
Let's see. Is that a 200S on the rainbow hat? Was that a 200S or was that a 250R?
Let me go have a look. I'm not sure about that. The rainbow hat, I'm sure it's it's a solid front fork, so possibly, and it looks to have a big front tire. I'm going to call it a 81 or 82 ATC 200.
Okay. Jeff Mahar wants to know if you have any DRA ESL spark plugs left, or do you need more for my event this year?
I only have about 197 left, but I'd take 100 more.
Silver Lake is nice. Glamis Sand is from Africa. Dinos wants to meet at Silver Lake. Yeah, Tricycle Guy's commenting, all my insider videos are about my dock and dining room tables. So it's a woodworking sub channel, basically, sort of.
I'm okay with
And
that.
me complaining about my projects that I don't get done.
Sounds interesting.
Man, I think I'm really far behind. I'm making my way down through. Colin Spencer, maybe Tricycle Guy asked us and I didn't get to it yet. Do you believe Tricycle Guy's prototype 250R story?
100%, yes. I've seen the bike. I don't know why anyone would doubt it. It's obvious.
Especially with all the research he's done and put into it.
I also can't believe that you still I saw you riding that bike.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. That thing ought to be not being ridden anymore. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
So MX Bean says, how old were you when you got the 200S for Christmas? So if that was 84, 9?
I was 9. I had just
turned 9.
Yep.
Let's see. Kim Dwyer wants to go to Hatfield McCoy with everybody.
Yeah. Let's set something up.
What's Tim's biggest dream or want to have in his collection that's not there now? What did you say?
Well, three-wheeler wise,
500. Yeah.
Yeah. But
a 500 250R conversion will.
Yeah.
Swap. In Minnesota, they're having a ride, Paul Kaufman says, in June. We can go out and do that. Which do you think is the best of the 250 three-wheelers between Honda, Kawasaki, and Yamaha? So I guess we're talking two-stroke?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Honda hoarder. I'm definitely going to say the Honda. I do realize that the Kawasaki probably was faster. The Yamaha is definitely more piano-y. But the Honda by far is the best.
Yeah. Yeah. D the dude 8, I think he's asking me, how do I feel since my visor delete? Which I've got my visor deleted helmet right here. So my ankle initially hurt and my side hurt a little bit, but then my ankle stopped hurting the next day, and my side, I've noticed, like, going upstairs when I call the night, it's finally getting back to normal, but it hurt for a while. I think it got me right in the kidney or something. But I'm glad I got at least one crash in, so I can, I think that's a rite of passage.
Yes, and it's behind you now.
Yes, yeah. And you were right, like you said in that video. It doesn't even hurt in the sand. But when the three-wheeler lands on top of you, that's what does it. Ford, Chevy, or Dodge?
Neither. None.
Neither.
Toyota.
What's Toyota? Let's see. I've had a couple Toyotas. One Toyota, I guess.
I heard about your Toyota. And
the Sequoia. Yes. I told the story. We don't need to get in the weeds on that. Mike Pomgren. Tim, when did we first meet on Three Wheeler World? When did we meet first on Three Wheeler World? You were on there 1N99 or 1999, correct? Or close to it. We have known each other for a long time.
Yeah, it goes way back. I know that I started looking at those chats at work, like back in 1998, back when it was on Angel Fire, before it was Three Wheeler World as we know it on V Bulletin. And I know that Mike was there as long as I can remember.
Wow. Yeah.
It was a real pleasure. I didn't get to meet Mike in person until I think the 50th anniversary at Pine Lake in 2019. So I knew him on the
That's
internet for a
crazy.
really long time.
20 years.
Yeah.
What was it like meeting him in person? Is he different than you were expecting?
Uh, no, it's kind of the image that I had in my head. He's just that guy.
Yeah. Is there anyone like that when you met him in person, you were like, wow, this guy is a jerk, or no, he's not as big of a jerk as I thought, or
You'll find in the three-wheeler community, like the jerk to not jerk ratio it's like 99.5 to 1.
Mhm.
99.5 to half. Uh, there's just not a lot of jerks out there, which is good. Keep up the good work, Trike community.
Yeah. You think there's 87 ATC 250Rs out there?
No way.
No. What is the most unique thing you own? Johnny Mac says.
What is the most unique thing I own? I own a held super trike. It's the most unique thing I own. I don't. This is a tough question, Johnny.
Hmm. Hmm. What's your daily driver?
Three-wheeler wise? Uh,
I don't
uh,
know. He doesn't specify.
oh yeah. I mean, I drive a Toyota pickup. I drive a Honda Big Red. I drive an XR 650.
Did you buy the crated 250R?
I certainly did not. No,
Was it your brother?
it was not.
Uh. Okay. What would you say the production number on 87 Big Red 250 ES is?
Less than 2,500.
So I think this infamous sheet that I doubt is correct said like 4,000,
That's the
but
sheet
I
that
don't know. Did you
No,
make that sheet?
I made that sheet because there used to be a website that was very much like that. What is it now? That CMSTL or what? This website you talk about?
Yeah. CMSNL.
Yeah, there was a website similar to that that just had a bunch of various information, and on that, unfortunately, it didn't list all the models, but it listed a lot of them: engine start number, engine stop number. So I just did the basic math and put these in a spreadsheet years and years and years ago, and that list still comes up all the time. I hear
Yeah.
people talking about it and quoting it, and if you,
You made the list.
I made that list on Three Wheeler World. Yep,
How
it's if you
about that?
find it,
How about that? I
and
reference that list all the time. People treat that list like it's the 27th book of the Bible. It's like gospel.
I can't verify any of it's true. I just know that it was engine start and stop numbers. That's all I know, and I really wish that page was still up, but that page has been gone for 2 decades.
That's funny. That's funny. Kim asks if you have a Haitian mosquito. I'm surprised you're even asking that question. That's the name of my little rowboat I had in high school. That's funny. No, that's a one-off. That's the most unique thing I own is the
You
Haitian
still
mosquito. No, it's a
Oh,
dinghy. It's a flat bottom boat. I think it's rated for a 3 horse. And I used to have a 9.5 horse Johnson on it, and the thing would sit like this far from submersing itself. But when I was a kid, I used to ride it down the stairs into the lake, and it's like a flume sort of deal. And I thought my parents were condoning it because they never stopped me until eventually they did see it. But it was after my dad had wondered what was chewing up the stairs for a couple summers. But
that's great.
what's the worst accident you've ever had on a machine? I think you told me about this one.
I did. I'll make it quick. Just a bad wreck on a big motocross track where I landed on my head off of
Yep.
a whoop-de-doo.
All right. I think we're struggling to get to the end. I'm gonna call it. Uh, what's your best bowling game? That's a good question.
217.
217. Mike Pomgren wants to talk about the 200S, 86 200S tire tread. That topic's been talked about.
Sure has.
Who is the Red Chain Bandit, by the way? I've always heard about him. This is all right. I want to say this because I just did a video about scammers, and somebody sent me a picture, said, "What do you think about this guy?" And I said, "Are you being serious?" And it was the Red Chain Bandit. And I'll say this: he will sell you a machine. He's not a scammer that doesn't own the machine he's trying to sell, but a lot of times he is not forthcoming with all the information. And I've heard a lot of stories. I'm picking my words carefully. I've heard a lot of stories about people that have bought a machine and not been satisfied with it. His name is Tony Ryba. So I don't see what he sells anymore. I'm blocked, but he's out there. So there's a big old fat buyer beware. He has the machines he's selling, but sometimes you're not getting what you thought you were paying for. But okay, we got people signing off. I think it's a good time. I think I got to the bottom, so perfect. Tim, thank you very much. I know we got off to a patchy start. I'm glad we were able to save it.
Yeah.
Do you have any closing comments, a prepared statement like PJ Hart that you'd like to make?
I don't have a prepared statement. A few words. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate this whole Honda Hoarders thing. It's pretty cool that you're what you've been doing your whole life is still very popular going into your 50s. I want to thank my brother. My brother helps me out with all my riding. He's into this just as much as I am. Yeah. And thanks for all you guys for watching.
Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to promote? Anything?
Not yet.
Okay. Very good. We'll look forward to future promotions, and thank you for taking me out to Glamis and showing me the way, taking me on my first ride in the dunes, and it was very special. So looking forward to more of it.
Pleasure to have you. I'm glad you were
Right.
able to make it with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye.